Have you ever heard the saying, "Fool me once, shame on you"? Fool me twice, shame on me? Well, today's story is the perfect example of why it pays to be cautious, especially when you're dealing with someone who's proven they can't be trusted. It's a classic tale about a cat, a whole lot of mice, and a battle of wits that gets pretty intense. So picture this, there's this cat. But he's not just any cat. He's the undisputed, undefeated champion of mouse catching. He's so good, so watchful, and so fast that the local mice are living in a constant state of terror. Just peeking a whisker out of their hole is like playing Russian roulette. This cat is a ninja. He's everywhere at once, silent, with claws ready to pounce at the slightest rustle. Life for the mice is miserable. They can't go out for a midnight snack. They can't explore the kitchen crumbs. They're basically under house arrest in their own dens. Eventually, the mice get so good at hiding that the cat starts to have a problem. His food source has vanished. He's wandering around the house, his stomach rumbling, and there's not a single mouse in sight. He realizes that his reputation for being an expert hunter is now working against him. The mice are too scared to come out, which means he's going hungry. He thinks to himself, alright, if brute force and speed aren't working anymore, it's time to use my brain. So, the cat comes up with a clever, if a bit dramatic, plan. He finds a shelf in the pantry, climbs up, and dangles himself upside down, holding onto a rope with just one paw. He lets his body go completely limp, closes his eyes, and plays dead. He looks for all the world like he's been caught and punished for his wicked ways. Inside their dens, the mice are getting restless. The coast has been clear for a while, too clear. Tentatively, a brave little mouse peeks out. Then another. They see the cat, hanging motionless from the shelf. A whisper goes through the mouse community. Is he gone? They creep out a little further, sniffing the air. No movement. No sign of breathing. The cat is as still as a statue. They start to believe it. He's been hung up as a warning. One mouse squeaks. We're free, cries another. The initial fear gives way to cautious joy, which then explodes into a full-blown celebration. The mice pour out of their holes, dancing and cheering around what they believe is the corpse of their greatest enemy. They race so caught up in the party that they don't notice the slight twitch of the cat's paw. And then, in a flash it happens. The cat lets go of the rope. He drops right into the middle of the celebrating mice. Chaos erupts. Before they can even process what's happening, he's nabbed 3 or 4 of them, and the party comes to a screeching, tragic halt. The surviving mice scramble back to their holes, their celebration turned to horror. They've been tricked, and the cost was devastating. Now the mice are more careful than ever. They don't just stay in their dens. They practically seal them shut. The cat's first trick worked, but it also reinforced their fear 100 times over. Once again, the house is silent, and the cat's stomach is rumbling again. He thinks, okay, that trick was good, but it was a one-time deal. I need a new plan. Something even more cunning. He wanders into the pantry again, and this time his eyes land on the big, open bin of flour. An idea sparks. He jumps into the bin and rolls around and rolls, until every single inch of his fur is covered in a thick layer of white flour. He looks like a walking, breathing pile of dough. He then lies down perfectly still in the corner of the flour bin, leaving just one eye slightly open, peering out like a tiny black pearl in a sea of white. He's completely camouflaged. Sure enough, after a long period of silence and hunger, the mice start to get bold again. A few brave souls venture out, sniffing the air. They see the big, lumpy pile of white in the flour bin. What's that? One of them whispers. Looks like someone spilled some meal, says another. It looks soft, inviting, and most importantly, not at all like a cat. A few of the younger, more reckless mice start to edge closer, their noses twitching, tempted by the prospect of a floury feast. To the hidden cat, it feels like victory is just moments away. He can almost feel a plump young mouse under his claws. But this time something is different. An old wise rat is watching from a safe distance, perched in a crack in the wall. This rat has seen a thing or two in his long life. He's had close calls with cats and traps, and even has a shorter tail to prove it a permanent reminder of a lesson learned the hard way. He narrows his eyes at the suspicious-looking pile of flour. He's seen the cat's tricks before. He knows that when something seems too good to be true, it usually is. Just as the younger mice are about to step into the trap, the old rat calls out in a loud, firm voice. Take care! Be careful over there! The young mice freeze, turning to look at him. He continues, that might look like a heap of meal, but it looks an awful lot like the cat to me. Whatever it is, the smartest thing to do is to keep a safe distance. His words hang in the air. The memory of the last dead cat trick comes flooding back. The younger mice look at the flower pile, then back at the old rat and the penny drops. They were about to be fooled again. They slowly back away, their hearts pounding, and retreat to the safety of their holes. The cat, realizing his cover is blown, can do nothing but watch as his dinner scurries away. He was clever, but the mice, thanks to their wise old leader, had finally learned their lesson. And the moral of this story is simple but powerful. The wise do not let themselves be tricked a second time. You can fool someone once, but a person who learns from their experience won't fall for the same trick again. It's a great reminder to always be observant, to listen to the wisdom of those with more experience, and to never underestimate an opponent or a suspicious pile of flour. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this classic fable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next story. See you next time.